Hello everyone, welcome to Wonder House Facebook page and to another exciting live session today. And today's session is going to be very exciting because it's a Raksha Bandhan special DIY session. And as we all know, Raksha Bandhan is just around the corner and we all are preparing for it. And to make it more special, we have invited author Farzana Sarup who would teach us how to make your own Rakhis. Farzana is an author of various incredible books published under Wonder House Books, and she is going to teach us how to make your Rakhis with the things which are available at home. She enjoys DIY and creating crafts with children. So, Bani is going to be with Farzana throughout the session and keep dropping your questions in the comment section, whatever you may have, so that we can take up in the session. And also stay tuned till the end so that we can also, there's a surprise element for you which Bani is going to share with you. And over to you, Bani.
Hi everyone, welcome to another amazing creative live session with Wonder House. I hope you are all doing well, and I'm super excited to be here with Gurpreet and Farzana. Of course, it's amazing to have you, Farzana, every time,
Hi.
and this is going to be double the exciting because we are making Rakhi. We are going to learn how to make creative Rakhis with you, and we are looking forward to the session. So I guess yeah, we can begin. So, would you
Super.
like to first tell a little, about yourself, your journey, and how come you, get here, and what are your thoughts on DIY and crafts, and where did you started making these crafts?
So basically, before I started writing books for children, I was a teacher. So while we were teaching,
Farzana is
wanted
mute.
to we wanted to go as eco-friendly, and so basically we wanted to save paper. We wanted to, we just wanted to use things that were easily available at home, because as we started teaching children, we realized that we normally we tell children to recycle, but we don't use that in school or at home most of the times. We still want our art and craft to look as beautiful as um, but I think it's nice to practice what we preach as teachers and parents, and when we encourage children to save the environment and to recycle, I think you need to execute that as well in the classroom and at home. So hence, so as a teacher, I was a pre-primary teacher before I was a primary teacher, and we did a lot of craft and art because we wanted children to experiment through their senses. So hence, we used a lot of paint, we used a lot of different techniques that would enhance creativity and help children experiment through their senses and with their hands. And therefore we would always ask children to come up with ideas, and we would use our own ideas, and then we finally we I mean, me as a teacher, after i um, after I started following the Emilia Reggio philosophy, made it a point, and I make it a point to only use recycled things that are easily available at home, because you're learning could be, and if you get to save the environment and you're not wasting paper and you're using things and not wasting money buying things, I think that's the best way to teach children. So that's why we and I always encourage my students and children to always recycle material that's found at home.
Yeah,
you
I think
know
that's wonderful, and it's so much needed as well. Especially in these time, we need to
yes.
learn to. Yeah, so that's a wonderful initiative.
Yes, yes. And also
Absolutely.
I think you're making your own arts and crafts and gifts makes it more thoughtful, rather than going to a store and buying it. And um, it's nice to just, if you collect your art and craft, then you might as well keep something that is made by someone you love, rather than just another thing that is bought and kept in the cupboard, which we normally don't revisit for a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we when we make something ourselves, it becomes even more special. So yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes, and then it's nice to revisit memories of, 10 years, 5 years, 6 years, and then have a good laugh about it and see your art and craft, what it was and how you've evolved, and the memories that, it's always a nice family, chit chat session happening at that time.
Yes,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And we can't wait to get started and see you making some amazing Rakhis. And we can see some comments also. Shridit says looking forward to an interesting session. Gurpreet says wonderful, and yes, we are looking forward to it.
And,
Gurpreet, any words from your side? Yes, yes.
no, no, and I just wanted to say the Rakhi that we're going to be making today is very, very simple. Because keeping the age group in mind. But however, if we have someone, of a different age group watching, they can just take it forward and, add their own creativity and touch to it.
Right, of course. So, Gurpreet, any words from your side on DIY crafts? And well, of course, we all are excited to see the
Yeah,
Rakhi and
I,
everything.
I'm just waiting for Farzana to start so that we all can learn how to make Rakhis and so that I can make Rakhi for my brother and we can start from here. So waiting for you, Farzana.
Okay,
Yes.
so
So just before we begin, to our audience, you can drop in your questions, whatever comes your way, and we'll be answering them. And also stay tuned because we'll be announcing something very exciting about a contest and gift hamper in the end. So stay tuned. Over to you, Fazana.
okay. So first we're going to start with my favorite Rakhi that's always a hit with the kids. Again, as you see, it's made with paper that we're not using. So basically, you need a matchbox and you need just a strip of paper. And what I'm going to do is I've stuck the end with Scotch tape because you normally have to do it with Fevicol, but I'm just doing it to make it easier. And then just apply a little glue. I normally get my hands messy, but because I have to do a couple of Rakhis, I don't want, but again, children, y'all need to save on Fevicol as well. Um,
Yeah.
and there, that's simple. Just that's how it is. And I'm going to just keep this to dry. And once it dries, this is how it's going to look. Okay? Can you all,
Yes, it's visible.
okay? Okay. Now, I happen to have googly eyes at home. Um, just a second. But if you don't have googly eyes at home, you can draw your own, you can just make your own. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some black crayon and since I love dogs and I love Dalmatians, I'm going to just make a little Dalmatian um,
Oh, wow.
so it's just very simple. And children of any age, I mean, I've chosen a dog. You could choose whatever animal you like. If you do not want to use this box the way it is, you can always use a cutout of a flower. I've used a cutout also, and you can just stick it on there, and it looks as pretty, and you can just decorate it. So basically, I'm just going to do just random things, just random dots. Please allow the children to use their creativity. Sometimes I feel we are all looking for perfect, everything to look perfect, but it is perfect the way it is. It's children's work, and
And they have their
so
own unique ways of expressing and
exactly, exactly. So I'm just going to draw a little mouth. I myself am not a very good artist, so my work. So if you see this, it's going to look exactly like the way your child is going to do it. I think, yeah. So I'm going to do a little nose, and I'm just gonna look for my googly eyes. Okay, now I've also taken another piece of paper because I wanted to do ears. So I've taken this and just randomly let the children cut, just cut 2 ears based on how, the size they want to, uh, cut it. I mean, the reason why I'm saying let the children choose the size of the ears because then they get to know, how uh, let them think and let them think about how they want the ears to look. Sometimes they can have big ears, sometimes they can have small ears.
Of yours. Yeah.
Okay, just cut 2 ears based on how the size they want to cut it. I mean, the reason why I'm saying let the children choose the size of the ears. So I had googly eyes. So I stuck my googly eyes here. But if you don't have googly eyes, you can just allow the children to draw. Another thing, what I like to do is if you look at a newspaper and if you see any black patch, you can cut them and make them into eyes as well. And then you can do the same thing with the white. And then this is my favorite part. Um, you use
This
the
is so
second
easy.
part of the matchbox. You put in a clay. And just a little Fevicol and ribbon that I had at home. And this is this is this is what it would look like in the end.
Okay, wow. This is so cute.
Yeah, children
Yes.
love it. And the thing is, it's a thoughtful gift, and it comes with a chocolate.
Awesome.
So this is this and this like this I've been making for a while in school, and this is always a hit because children use their creativity. This doesn't have to be a cat or a dog. This could be any this could be a person. You can just by now I think you get a lot of puzzles with different shapes, so you can so you can just you can just take a cutout and stick it, but the concept of the chocolate in the box, really works with the children. Um, so,
This was very
uh,
interesting and very quick also. I mean, I guess in 10 to 15 minutes you can make 2 to 3 Rakis.
yes, you can, and the good thing is everything is available at home. I mean, you don't need to, especially during this time, you don't really want to go out to, go out to a store where and buy something when you can make it at home. And also, I think children are spending so much time at home nowadays. So it's always a nice thing to do, it keeps them occupied and, I mean, it's just
Right.
a nice gesture and something, that it's always like a thoughtful thing to
Of course, yes.
yeah. So this is one of them.
Hmm. This was
Um,
wonderful. And I mean, it's very exciting. We can make any designs, any animals, whatever the kids like, whatever
yes,
anybody who wants to
yes.
try.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And you could do the same. You could make this into an elephant. You could make this into anything, and that's the fun part. Creativity should be the child's as always. I always say that. The because I feel the more you tell the children what to do as far as art and craft is concerned, we tend to ruin their creativity. You as parents and teachers, you need to find uh, you know. Uh, what children do is perfect. I'll give you a small example. Um, a lot of parents and a lot of teachers they worry about children coloring in the circle, and eventually all children color in the circle. And what they do right now is abstract art, which we buy as adults. We go to stores and that's what we buy, abstract art. So we can appreciate abstract art by adult artists. We should learn to appreciate abstract art by our children, at
Of course.
every stage. Yeah. So okay, so now I'm going to show you another one that I've done. This again is my favorite. Again, very easy to do, not very time consuming again. So basically, what I've done is I've used a cutout of a flower. So what I've done is I've traced out the flower first, and and then I've cut it out into this shape. And ideally speaking, if the children are very young, like say 2 or 3, I would prefer them using their finger, because finger painting is a great way, to again express themselves, creativity, and it's their original work. But having said that, but because I'm, making multiple Rakhis today, and I don't want to dirty my hands, which I trust me, I love doing when I'm doing art. I'm just going to use a cotton bud, a Q-tip. You can do that as well, at home. I mean, depending on, the parent and the child. But I preferably prefer finger painting for children, because that's when they tend to experiment with, and then it helps with the eye-hand coordination. This is also great for eye-hand coordination. So I'm just going to put
Yes.
random dots. And I'm going to use different colors because the more colorful it is, why not? It's fun. I'm having fun now also.
Color,
Just
the more better.
yeah. And also then sometimes children, while they are when they're experimenting with paint, sometimes colors mix, and it's amazing how suddenly you just give them 2 colors and they come up with a third color, and it's fun. They learn by just experimenting. And
Right. So have you been making anything else also, anything recently that you have tried, something new DIY?
so right now, I'm like trying to do some miniature things, and I've suddenly got into this thing of making miniatures, but I haven't. But I still have a lot to learn. So I guess once I do that, I'll, be in a happier
Right.
position. So, so basically, I'm going
So
to wait for this to dry, and then what I've done is I've used bottle caps again. Instead of buying something and uh, buying chocolates and stuff like that, I thought I'll just give me a second. It's just gone under the. Just give me a second.
yes.
Okay, so this is the bottle cap, and I just thought it's really nice since we're doing a flower. I just thought we could make it more colorful, and so I bought a packet of gems, and I'm just gonna put
That's
two, three
really cool.
gems. I
Using
beg your
gems.
pardon. I love
That's really,
gems,
yeah.
and
Who
the
thought
good
that we
thing
could
is,
use gems as in a Rakhi?
yeah, and the good thing is, when you use it, and you know okay, before I continue, please wash this before you all use it, because parents and children, please wash it, because it's just nice to wash things before you use it, and um,
Yeah.
and then I have this saran wrap, very easy, available at home. You don't need much of it. You just gonna cut it. It's very, very easy, very easy, and I'm just going to stick it. and there, and then
Okay.
yeah, and then I had orange ribbon at home because I normally collect a lot of stuff because I don't get rid of all my papers and my art and that I've been collecting over the years because you never know. Um, when I used to love making charts for my class and stuff, so I have a lot of this lying at home. But if you don't have ribbon, you can use wool. That's also a great thing to use.
That would
And
take two
there,
or three together of wool.
I beg your pardon.
That would require two, three strings of wool.
Yes, you can either plait it, but the children can't do it. So then, you can either stick it together and then make it thicker, or even anything that would take the weight of this. You some like I remember sometimes my students would make these braids with wool, and then they would stick it. The little older kids, or
Okay.
if you have
Even
a,
braid, yes. Yeah.
or even
I
if
guess
you
it.
have like a thicker cloth which you're not using at home, you can just twist it and use that and make it like a funky friendship band nowadays, or an old friendship band that that instead of throwing you can reuse. Um, so this is how. So this is one with the cotton bud or the Q-tip. This is finger painting, which I would encourage children to use. Parents to do both because both help in eye-hand coordination and concentration. And then I used another one with foil. So just in case you don't have this at home, you could use foil. Again, if you are using foil and you're putting the gems in, uh, it's nice to use clean new foil rather than recycle the foil because then, we're going to be putting gems which we're going to be eating. So then these are three options which you can, make the second Rakhi. And
These look so adorable and
yeah,
very
they're
easy to
very
make.
cute. They're very cute, and I love the colors, and you can make it as colorful. If you don't see, I keep a lot of paper, like I said, at home, which I've had. Um, but I also I recycle a lot of white paper. So even if you have white paper or newspaper, it would look good. If you wanna, just do something different, you can just take the white and then stick a colorful paper and then just slightly bend, or with a pen, just roll it a little, so then it looks like a little pop-up,
Okay, wow, yes.
or
This
you
is
can have
interesting.
one bigger. So just basically, you can go on experimenting with what
Right.
you use. Now I had written a book, Colors, in which I had encouraged, which I believe that children learn through colors. And I think when children experiment with colors, they learn. It's like an experiment for them. So basically, when they mix colors and they realize that by mixing two colors, you get a third color. That's when it's. I mean, it's an experiment, and it's children get very excited. So I thought, why not bring in the concept of mixing two colors, and making a Rakhi with that. So what I've done is, and the thing is, we can also use it as a card. So, if the brother or the sister wants to give a card, on Rakhi, so I just thought I'll show you what I had in mind, and the same thing could be used as a Rakhi. So you can use the same technique to make a card as well as a Rakhi. So
A card and
as
a
children,
Rakhi. Like card can be Rakhi.
I beg your pardon.
We can use a card as a Rakhi.
No, no, no. We can use the card, and the same technique we've used on the card, we can use on the Rakhi. So as
Oh,
children say twinning nowadays, everything is, twin. So I'll just show you the technique. It's very easy again. Again, you know, parents should and teachers should encourage the children to experiment on their own, because that's the whole idea, behind, this session where, everything is made easier so the children can do it. Um, I'm just gonna, just a second. Okay, so basically you just need paints, not a whole lot, not a whole lot of it, and just let the kids just dab, you know. It needs to be a little wet, but they can just dab. Um, I would prefer it if children use their hands, but it, it's fine.
to make
They
it
can
with their
use a
hands.
brush as well, depending on the size of paper. Now, this paper isn't very big, but if they use a bigger one, that's fine. Um, Normally the better the if the paint is more watery, the better it is, because and they
Hmm.
can just play around just with that's the whole fun,
Add more
playing
colors, any
around. and
design sort of.
and if parents want to use like a bigger piece of paper, it's fun, because then it becomes like an activity and a fun thing for parents and children or siblings, as well. So I'm just going to be dabbing. Just a second.
Watching you make all of this, I'm wanting to try
Yeah,
something, and it's so
it's
exciting. I mean, the
fun.
pain. Yeah,
It's fun, and it's very therapeutic, I must say. So
yes, yes,
and
indeed.
so as adults, if we find, if I find, adults find, art and craft therapeutic, for children, it does wonders, especially in today's day and age when there's so much, just being stuck at home, and, life has just come to a halt. It's just nice to, do something fun and creative, and, you know.
Right.
So I'm just gonna, and I like adding white. Most people don't, but I like adding white because I think it gives a fun element to everything. And it's just random. So, the child is doing it. There's no right, there's no wrong. It's just fun.
Hmm.
And so I've used an A4 size paper. You can use something smaller, bigger, like I said, whatever's available at home. And then you just close it and just press. It'll be nice. You can ask the children, you can give them breakfast and say, now see, you're stronger. And there, and this is the end
That's what
product.
it does. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like a pretty butterfly, and then the children can, give features, or it just looks pretty the way it is.
Hmm.
And then after this
Right.
dries, you can just do it on the other side, and there I've done two. So basically, this one's done with bigger, just fewer colors, and this one has more. So this one, so this, and then you just fold it. You can use it this way, and the children can write whatever they want inside, or you could use it the other way around, and then the children can draw whatever they want on this, and then
Hmm.
write whatever inside.
Yeah. This is
So
quite an interesting, card making. It's easy, it's quick, it's fun as well. I mean, all the factors come in together.
yeah, and also there's an element of surprise, right? I mean, you don't, I mean, for someone who's 2 and 3 and 4, they don't expect something to, turn out like that just by putting a couple of drops of paint
It's
here and
5 o'clock.
there. So, so it's, uh, so it's fun. And so what I've done is I've also used the similar technique on a Rakhi.
Okay.
So,
You're
so
adding
if
the foil in between?
I beg, yes, and I've rolled in. I had some spare foil. This is recycled foil, so I've used the recycled foil on this. But if you don't have foil, you can use anything. This is such a pretty Rakhi by itself. You can use newspaper or anything as
Correct.
well. So, this is another Rakhi, and then you can give it with the card and the Rakhi, or you can just have a white paper and stick multiple flowers and make it a card. So
It's
another
open
option.
to
Yes.
experiment.
Yes, whatever the children want to do, whatever, depending on their, how much time they have and how many they have to make. But yeah, so these are the Rakhis. I'm going to dis display them once again. So
These are beautiful and so creative and easy. And like I mentioned, that we are also going to announce something soon. So I hope that our audience is watching and have learned everything, all the steps that Farzana has taught us today. Wow.
I hope so too. Yeah. So I hope it was easy, and at the same time, everyone's enjoyed watching and learning something today. And I hope, you all continue to recycle and, save paper and, use things that are available at home. And
Yeah,
instead of going out there and buying things, try and recycle and, save the environment and be eco-friendly as well.
absolutely. Yes. So now that we are talking about, Raksha Bandhan and making Rakhi, so I want to ask you, any experience, any special moment of yours while you were younger on in recent times related to Raksha Bandhan celebration? Any of your favorite memory or some experience that you would like to share?
So my favorite memory is that my brother, he would insist that I would make something special for him and something sweet. So at that time I started making started making laddus and stuff when I was a little younger. So my mom and dad would not allow me to go into the kitchen and put on the gas. So I would come up with these little easy recipes, and they would always work out. Like, for example, I remember once I made laddus for him, and he finished the entire box of laddus in like 20 minutes. And my mom came and said, he cannot eat so much because it was like 20 laddus made with milkmaid. So what I did is I just took milkmaid, I grated, I bought grated coconut, and then you just mix it, and it's not very liquidy, so it makes perfect laddus, and you just keep it in the fridge for 20 minutes, and it's yum. Another thing you can do is milkmaid and Nutella, and then just put it in the fridge, and you just roll it, and it's yum. So yeah, so I mean, and then I remember before, I used to always tell my brother that, okay, now you have to look after me, and he would say, no, but you're my older sister, you have to look after me. So it was just a cute, cute and fun, things, and I would make him cards because I always liked, doing things like that, and he would never make me a card, and he would, go and buy me something, and I would like, okay, it's nice, this is also nice. So so yeah, so it was fun. It was fun.
These
Yeah.
are
So
so
now
special memories. Festivals and the mithais and the sweets just go hand in hand together.
yeah, the mithais and the Rakhis, and sometimes I would make him Rakhis, and he would, and we would be like at 10 and 11, and he would say, God, this one my friend's sister gave a very nice Rakhi from here, and she bought it from there, and I was like, just wear my handmade one. And then finally, sometimes I would just give him, I would, braid nice colored wool and just tie it. And that time it was, friendship bands were very in at that time also. So it was always cool. Yeah.
You've always been creative and into DIY and making something, trying something.
Yeah. Yeah, I love to experiment with, and it's very, like I said, it's very therapeutic as well. Yeah.
Well, this was amazing. Thank you so much for teaching us and making these Rakhis. And now the moment has also come when we are going to announce about our gift hamper and contest. I know that everyone has been waiting to hear about this. So now that you know how to make a Rakhi, after this there's this contest that you can make your own Rakhi, design it your way, whatever color that you want to make. Click photos of them and send us or tag us on Instagram, on Facebook. And this is going on till 22nd of August till 9 p.m. So send in your Rakhis and then we'll review, we'll see all of those entries, and then one person, one kiddo will gift a gift hamper of Farzana's Let's Talk series. And yeah, do you have your books with you?
Yes, I do. I do. I do.
This is an
So I
amazing collection. It has been going wonderful. We have sold around plus 15,000 copies, and it's doing wonderful. And it's a great, great, creative, and amazing for children. So this is a gift hamper that you will receive. So you just get started, make your Rakhis, experiment, and send in.
I know,
Yeah,
and
for
we're also super excited to see what Rakhis the children will be sending, and it'll be fun seeing all the different kinds of colorful Rakhis and all the thoughtful gifts they made for their brothers and the lovely cards the brothers have made for their sisters. So it'll be quite exciting. I'm very excited to to see all the Rakhis.
Yes, we are waiting to. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun. And so, start today. You have till 22nd August till 9 p.m. And you can see these wonderful books that you will receive in the gift hamper. So, yeah, participate today.
Oh.
Thank you so much, Farzana, for joining us
Thank
today.
you.
It's
Thank
always
you. It was a wonderful, it's
amazing
always a
to have
pleasure and
you.
it was wonderful. Thank you.
And Gurpreet has also joined us.
Yeah, I could not hear Farzana, but I was at the backstage watching you both live. Unfortunately, there's some connectivity issue at my side, but thank you so much, Farzana, for joining
Thank
us and
you.
teaching us
Always a
such a wonderful
pleasure.
thing today.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Always fun. Um,
We look
Yes, and
forward
we
to
look
have you
forward.
again for the next session.
Super, super. I'm super excited already.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much for joining
Thanks,
us. And
thanks. Take care. Take care. All of y'all.
Thank
okay,
you,
bye.
Farzana. Bye
Bye,
bye.
bye, bye. Thank you.